following presentation looks at constructivist learning and how Web 2.0 tools can support this style of learning. Constructivism is described by Nyambe and Loam in 2012 as active learning that is rooted in prior knowledge, exploration, dialogue, and collaboration. This style of learning allows learners to participate in their own learning, not just listening to a lecture by a professor. Constructivism allows the students to gain knowledge and understanding about the topic that they will continue to have as they go forward. The information for this literature review was synthesized from 10 peer-reviewed studies found in educational journals, and the titles of these studies contained the words constructivist and a type of Web 2.0 tools. The data from the 10 studies was mainly in a quantitative form through surveys, questionnaires, and tests. A couple of studies did present observations and feedback from both the participants and the researchers. While summarizing the findings, 4 main subtopics were focused on. The areas were level of engagement, collaboration, self-directed learning, and motivation. The level of engagement looked at how well students felt they were engaged through using the constructivist style of learning and a Web 2.0 tool. The Hefner and Friedman study in 2008 had students create a wiki on a history topic in one group, while the other group looked at the traditional style of teaching. And the interesting finding that came out of that study was the students who created the wiki definitely showed a higher level of engagement, but also when given a test on the topic 8 months afterwards, it was the students who had created the wiki who had performed better than the students who had the traditional style of learning. In the Peters study in 2011, it looked at the differences between male and females and how if they were proactive in nature, were they going to be able to show that increase in learning as well and increase in engagement. While females who were proactive in nature did show the engagement level increase, males did not. The second subtopic examined was collaboration. Lee, in 2006, conducted a study for an English as a second language class. The teachers of the class had designed lessons that integrated technology and encouraged a constructivist style through collaborative activities throughout the 2-year study. The teachers encouraged the students to help each other and to work together. The teachers also kept improving their facilitation over the 2 years due to the student feedback that was provided to them. It was noted that the benefits from the peer-to-peer and the peer-to-teacher collaboration were very positive. Also, this group of students who took part in the collaborative learning had a higher rate of graduation from the ESL program as compared to the country average. May, in 2007, looked at a course that was designed to support constructivism through collaboration, critical thinking, and problem solving. The students indicated that while they were working together, they were able to solve more problems by using each other as supports. The third subtopic looked at was self-directed learning. In Hefner and Friedman in 2008, where the students using the self-directed learning style of learning had to create the wiki, they were tested 8 months later on the content of the history lesson, and the students who created the wiki on their own had better retention of the knowledge that they had gained than the students who learned through the traditional style. In Zhu, Valkey, and Schellens in 2009, participants noted an increase in ability to solve problems and critically think when they had the opportunity for self-directed learning. However, Lee in 2006 noted that when students were in charge of their own learning, they didn't use all the recommended resources, while students who were required to listen to the podcast did so more often than those who were just recommended. Peters in 2011 also noted that the level of the participants' technology skills could be a roadblock for those who wished to go the self-directed learning method but their technology skills were low. Motivation was the last subcategory looked at, and in the Rui 2010 study, it was noted that motivation was increased when there was a positive experience with the technology that they were using. In Petco in 2012, when the users or the participants were comfortable with the technology, the motivation increased. Also, in Paley in 2013, it was the attitude and the value the teacher or the participant placed upon the computer that determined whether or not motivation to go forth with using the technology was there or not. When reviewing all the data, constructivist learning with the support of Web 2.0 tools did show an increase in student achievement, and participants noted that they liked collaboration and receiving feedback from both their peers and their teachers, although some did struggle if their technology skills were low. In conclusion, constructivist learning had many positive indicators, including feedback and achievement, which focused on collaboration, feedback, knowledge, and understanding. The use of the Web 2.0 tools to support constructivist learning had many positive indicators along the way. The implications for this review indicate that there is a need for education policymakers to move for implementation in classrooms for the use of Web 2.0 tools and for an acceptance for constructivist learning style. This needs to begin in the classrooms with the teachers, with teacher training and computer equipment to support the initiative. The limitations of this review include that the studies had a large age ranges from students in primary grade level to those in post-secondary and postgraduate grade levels. Also, there was quite a difference in the level of technology experiences amongst the participants in all the 10 studies. The type of available technology that was used in the studies wasn't always clearly laid out in the studies, so that was also a limitation of this review. The following are a list of the references used in this literature review. The number that you see in brackets on the concept map correlates with the number beside the reference on the following lists.